He was only 22, yet known across the university for one thing: excellence. While others struggled to keep up, he always stood at the top of his class, not because life was easy for him, but because it wasn't. He came from a modest background. Every semester was a battle. Tuition fees were high, scholarships were limited, and failure meant dropping out. So he studied harder than anyone else. Sleepless nights, endless revisions, and a determination that never broke. Teachers admired him. Some even favored him openly, and that admiration slowly turned into something darker among his classmates. Jealousy. Whispers followed him in hallways. Smiles were fake. Invitations were never sincere. To them, he wasn't an inspiration. He was a threat. One evening, a group of classmates approached him with forced friendliness. They insisted he join them for a small party. He refused at first. He didn't like parties, and he didn't trust them. But pressure builds when many voices speak at once. Reluctantly, he agreed. As the sun began to set, they drove him away from the city. Far from campus, far from lights, far from safety. He didn't know where they were taking him. He only knew one thing: he couldn't swim. When the car stopped near a quiet riverbank, unease settled deep in his chest. Laughter echoed around him, careless and cruel. Before he could understand what was happening, hands pushed him forward. He fell. The river pulled him instantly. Panic replaced breath. The current was stronger than he was. He tried to scream, to fight, to survive. But the water swallowed everything. From the shore, they watched. They told themselves it was a joke. They told themselves they would save him. But fear won. One by one, they ran. The next morning, the truth surfaced. His body was found tangled near the riverbank, carried there by the current. The university fell silent. Classes were suspended. Teachers mourned. Students pretended to grieve. But guilt does not sleep. That same night, strange things began to happen. One of the students woke up to the sound of dripping water inside his room. His phone screen lit up on its own, showing missed calls from an unknown number. When he answered, there was only silence, and then a familiar voice whispering his name. Another student claimed he saw wet footprints outside his bedroom door. Footprints had stopped right in front of his bed. They tried to convince themselves it was stress, fear, imagination, until the dream started. In every dream, the same scene replayed: the river, the push, the helpless struggle, and standing in the water, staring back at them, was him, Culman. Silent, watching. One by one, their lives began to fall apart. Accidents, sudden illnesses, unexplainable injuries. Doctors had no answers, because this was no illness. This was vengeance. Something had returned from the river, not as a body, but as a presence fueled by betrayal. The soul of a boy who only wanted to study, now bound to the pain of his final moments. And he was not done. The final survivor tried to escape. He left the city, changed his number, avoided everyone he knew. But guilt follows faster than footsteps. Wherever he went, the signs appeared. Damp walls, flickering lights, the sound of water where none should exist. On a lonely night, as rain poured outside, he finally saw him, standing at the edge of the room, not angry, not violent, just watching. The presence pressed down on him, like the weight of the river itself. Memories flooded his mind. The laughter, the push, the moment they chose to run, instead of save. And in that moment, understood, this wasn't revenge. It was justice. By morning, the room was silent again. The rain had stopped. The city moved on, as cities always do. News faded. Stories turned into rumors. But near that river, students still refuse to go after sunset, because some souls don't disappear. They wait.